Peace, love, and power, city beautiful. I'm Jed Nico, your friendly neighborhood Filipino. Welcome to the Blacklist Society podcast. If you didn't know, the mission is this, and it stays the same. The mission is to connect, encourage, and empower Central Florida by showcasing our local artists, musicians, and entrepreneurs. I'm really happy today to have a young, talented man, hip-hop artist here in Central Florida. Welcome, Evthegoodfella. What's going on, King?
Word. What's going on?
Welcome.
God bless you, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Likewise, man. This is actually our first episode. We're here in Community Center 729. So this will be probably like episode 12 by the time the people hear it. So thank you for blessing the new spot that we got going on.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here.
If you could choose one word to describe how you feel today overall, what's that one word for Ev?
I would say still.
Tell me about it. Talk about it.
A lot of things happen in life, like emotions, even before I got here, everything. But my peace, my faith is still. It doesn't really get impacted by other people's emotions and other people's thoughts and feelings, because my peace is still. And when you're still and at heart, everything works out.
I love that.
Everything works out. So
it's a skill, right? Stillness is a skill. It's something
it's
that you got to work at.
Yeah.
It's like a muscle. Well, what's your advice to the audience about finding that stillness, whether they're an artist, entrepreneur, or just a male, female, whatever, out here just living? What's your advice on finding that stillness? Because it's a crazy fast world out here.
Yeah, it really is. Just having time for yourself, getting to know yourself before really even picking up your phone to look at social media for influences or stuff like that. Really just digging into yourself, talking to yourself, understanding yourself before you really put yourself out there. And it really just takes that one step to really have that moment of, wow, all right, like I'm human, I'm here, I'm not perfect, but I will do my best today. Today's a new day. I got to keep my peace. Nobody's going to disturb it. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that.
You got to just be able to have peace in yourself to find that still.
Absolutely. You talked about taking time to dig into yourself. That's kind of like what we're going to do here. We're going to dig into Evthegoodfella. A little context for the audience. I first saw you at your performance at Studio 18. It was Queen Simba's open mic out there, Free Yourself Friday.
Yeah, shout out to Simba.
Big shout out to Simba. Love you. She's actually the episode before you. So
oh, word.
She'll be dropping it. It's got a good flow to it. But while we were there, I actually put it in my notes. You had the crowd chanting two things. And the first thing that I heard you chanting was, Lord, I want to thank you. And you had the whole room just saying, Lord, I want to thank you. And it just felt so good. Because you don't hear people's faith talked about too much when it comes to the craft. For whatever reason that is, but to be filled in a room filled with the youth, teens, 20s. I mean, I'm 31, and to be like, Lord, I just want to thank you. Like, it felt so good. Like the energy shifted in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The scripture says, like, if you praise his name, like his presence will fall down. And
Yes,
it literally happened that way.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
And the second thing you had the crowd chanting was, we are the future.
Yes, sir.
So powerful, man. Like, that's what draws me to artists. Like, it's very confusing out here in the music business because you want to follow the hype. You want to follow, like, what's cool, what's like, you know, what's attractive, what's flashy.
Yeah.
But more in my later years, when it comes to music, I'm attracted to what I feel. Yeah. You know, like what is uplifting, what is imparting wisdom and impact. Yeah. So I just want to say, on that night, I felt the impact in the room, and I appreciate that. So what's helped you in your journey to talk about and express your faith like you do so prolifically in your music?
My experiences of life, my family is definitely a big impact. More of the older people in my family. I grew up with more wisdom coming into my head versus having people kind of influence me in wrong directions, if that makes sense. And I feel like the Lord, I want to thank you. That's almost just it's just a thank you, you know? Like a lot of people just can't say that out loud, or when they be like, when something great happens, that's the only time they'll say it. Thank you, Lord. Like, why not say it when it's anytime?
Yeah.
You know, why not say it even when something bad is happening? Like, Lord, I want to thank you for this time, regardless of if it's not going my way. Like, being present. Like, he's present right now just by us talking about him.
Come on.
You know, like, the Lord is always with us when we speak about him, when we give out that energy of good presence, good energy. And it's just what I was created to do, honestly.
Come on.
For real.
It's like air, right? It's like breathing.
Yeah, I really can't, like, make it up. Like, this is really just my life. Like, he's giving me these messages to put in my music, and to hear people say my music is refreshing, my music is, like, it gives me peace. That just, it shows that, like, his work is really working in me.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, I give him all the credit. Like, when I sit in my room, when I listen back to my music, I wonder how I even got those words. Like, for real, because it just flows. And it's part of my life. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
You definitely have, like, that spirit, like, of a psalmist. And for the audience who doesn't know, like, that was like our ancient poets. You know, these were poetic priests that were just writing songs about their experience. And in one of them it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And if you read that in Hebrew, in Aramaic, it's actually he who has a reverence for life. You know, that, like, that is the beginning of wisdom, having a reverence for life. And when I listen to your music, there's a reverence for life, like an appreciation for the now. Like, it can be difficult, it can be gully, it may even be pretty depressive in the moment, but the fact that we're alive to experience it and to overcome it, like, that's what we're here for. And that's what I believe, and that's why I really vibe with your music too, because, like, you don't ignore the rough spots. You're not saying, hey, let's just be positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, hey, let's thank God because we're here for this moment, and we can overcome it, and we could testify about it. So I really appreciate that, man. Give the audience a little bit about your Genesis story, man. Where you're from? How'd you find the music? How'd you find the mic? And where'd you find these open mics?
Word. Well, I'm Evthegoodfella, if you guys ever heard. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
I've been out here for a couple years, which is in Florida. I've been influenced by my father. My father used to be a rapper.
Cool.
He used to do his thing in Boston, and he had his own group. I grew up into hip hop. I grew up into just music in general, and he used to always school me every time we ride in the whip, just different albums, different CDs, talking about how they got there, this and that.
So he was giving you the history behind it. Wow.
Yeah, I definitely to be honest, I'm not crazy with what's happening now with the music, but I do love the old school music. I do still listen to all that. I love hearing just like wise words.
Yeah.
You know, I love storytellers. I love being able to just catch a feeling. You know, my music is a feeling.
Top 3 storytellers for you growing up that, like, left an imprint, and you're like, man, that.
I like Kanye. Kanye all around. I think he definitely has his ups and downs, but that's human nature. But
100%.
Music wise, his creation wise, and his progress it's
Bananas.
outstanding. Yeah, it's outstanding.
Bananas. From Through the Wire to, like, where it's at now. It's been so much change.
Yeah, and social media and all that, that's like a whole nother story. But talking about his artwork and what he's done for the music and everything, he's unbelievable to me. I like Jay-Z. Jay-Z's always been a real, like, ooh, like, I'm like a Kanye and my dad's like a Jay-Z.
Nice.
We'll always go back and forth, like, oh, that's hot. Or
definitely a storyteller.
Yeah, he's definitely ill. And I like J. Cole.
J. Cole
is definitely I grew up pretty much listening to what he's been doing, his progress, and just hearing wordplay, just being able to, like, understand the pain that they put in their music. Because a lot of people just really just listen to the beats nowadays, and it's not really about the artist actually saying anything in a way. I mean, I hear like new music now that has some meaning to it, but is not really clear. If that makes
it's not
sense.
the entree, it's more like the appetizer. Like here's a dose of it.
Exactly. And
why do you think that is? Whereas in the 90s, in the early 90s to the 2000s, you know, hip hop had still identified with that substance, to where we're at right now. It's kind of like everywhere.
Yeah. I believe everybody is kind of on like a phase type of mentality. Like, it's real like, all right, let's do it like this because that's what's popping right now, you know, and like, let's try to get it how we can right now like this. And I don't think like people are really looking at the longevity of what they're doing, you know. Like, in 20 years I don't think they'll look back at that song and be like, yeah, that's still what it is now, you know what I mean? Like,
write that in concrete.
Yeah. And I'm not the person to bash anybody or nothing like that, but I am clear about like what I'm doing versus what other people are doing, and I want to say a message. And even if I'm not saying it how like somebody else think I should say it, somebody's gonna catch what I'm saying. You know, and like if I could have one person out of all my shows say like, yo, that really caught me. Yes, I've done my job.
Yeah, you definitely have done your job. I was telling Augustine in the car, he was like, so tell me about who you got on the interview today. And I told him, I remember saying it was like how I described you. I was like, it wasn't even like the words or his flow that he was saying, it was the presence. You know what I'm saying? That. And like there's a presence about somebody who is really trying to tell you something and add something to your life, you know, or just authentically expressing truth. You know, once again, another scripture, you know, where there's truth, there's freedom. And when you're up on that stage and you got people chanting something powerful, like we are the future, you know, something's happening in the brain and in the body when a young man or a young woman is saying, I'm the future. Yeah. You know, you've elevated the space, which is like my mission. And kind of segueing to dive into one of your songs that I was listening today, it definitely was empowering. This track is called I Try. Which, bro, we're gonna dive into it. That the visuals were crazy. Word. The music video was so like how I said that your music is refreshing. The music video was refreshing. Like there was a story behind it. There was airy. Please check out the music video. I Try. Word. It's on YouTube right now. The first line I want to jump into is you say this thing. I think I got chills when I heard this because it was just like it struck a chord in me. But you said everybody wants the fame and the diamonds and the chains. Nobody wants to spark a light in the young one's brain. Are you insane? You got the power to speak real change. I was like, man, like that. I totally identify with that because when you turn on the music, you definitely just gonna hear about like the fame, diamonds, chains, what kind of gun they got, you know, who they sleeping around with. But you're talking about nobody wants to spark a light in the young one's brain. And like that's something that I desire too. Like I have 2 young ones, I have 2 daughters, and I want to spark a light in them. You know, I tell them every day, like, you could do anything. Thank you so much. I tell them, I share that light, like you could do anything. So talk to me about this line, you know, because I hear you wanting to spark a light in the young ones' brains. Like talk to me about this line and where that desire comes from and the courage to speak that line. Because not everybody thinks about the young ones. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like your perspective is like making an impact. So where'd that come from for you?
Just seeing older heads making an impact on me. Just having them talk to me and I'm just like, wow, like that's honest. That's real. Like I could use that for my future. You know what I mean? Like you gotta appreciate what you got. You know, and even if it's not a family member, but it's a coworker or it's somebody trying to give you that attention of, yo, you should do it like this, because that's what it is. You got to just change your perspective on anything. If you're doing something wrong and somebody's giving you a different perspective, why not just look at it in that way, in their perspective, and maybe change your aspect of it? You know, like the diamonds in the chains, that people want to just see that in this entertainment business. People want just the diamonds in the chains, but nobody wants to spark a light in a young one's brain, like really catch their attention without all that, you know? Like, this is just a look, but it doesn't define who I am.
Right.
Like, get to know me, and that's my personality, and what I'm trying to present to you is far more expensive than any of this.
That's powerful.
It like this doesn't mean anything, but what we're speaking right now, and the presence and the energy right now, that's what we're gonna remember. All this could go away, but in the future, in the long run, what you stick in your head and what actually makes you better is gonna make you better. That's all it is. I'd rather speak the truth than speak about stuff that I don't got. You know what I mean? I can't say I got a Lambo outside when I don't. You know what I mean? That's just not how I'm gonna present myself. I'd rather present myself honest and being able to just be transparent with any young one, to even an older person that's going through it the most. You know, like, it's okay to be like doing bad. I'm not okay. It's okay to not be okay. You know what I mean? And if you just change your perspective and not worry about what the next man got, or, oh damn, I want to get that because this and that, but just worry about what's happening right now, things will flow into that. You know what I mean? It'll eventually, you'll get to that part and you'll be like, I don't really want it like that now. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens. You got to let life flow and change your perspective. That's all it is.
When you were talking, it reminded me of this thing. I don't know if you've ever struggled with it before, but I'll look at like hip hop artists who are my age or younger, and like they're succeeding on a level, and I don't know if you ever struggle with that comparison. Yeah. Like, man, like I wish I was like that at that age or whatnot. Yeah. Like, why do you think hip hop artists kind of struggle with that comparison, like comparing them to where they're at, next to the next guy who just got on, or you know, the next Top Gun type deal? Where does that comparison come from, you think?
Social media.
You think so?
Instantly. That's the first thing I think.
He said that's the first thing.
Yeah, as soon as you said it, I was like, all right, social media, because it's just, social media is such a big influence on young people and older people, and people only want to show the peak moment of their life, everything, like, oh, I just got a brand new car, but they don't show the progress of getting the brand new car. They don't show the hustle. They're like, people too clouded on social media. That's my opinion. I mean, and I can't even say I'm not on social media, because I am. Sure. But I don't take other people's success as like a downfall for me. Yeah. I take it as, oh wow, that's motivational. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he just did that. That's dope. I could learn from that, you know? Like, learn from people's mistakes and better yourself. Like, we're all here as a team. I don't care what color you are, what size you are, age. Like, we're here to help each other. You know what I mean? And if there's any, like, hatred or betrayal, this and that, that's something that they're dealing with inside. That they had to, like, regroup on their own. But I never let any of that get to me, because it's just, like, it's to the point where social media is taking over people, young minds. And with my music, I want to be able to just be transparent with them. Like, yo, I understand you're with social media in that era, but understand that everything is not all peak moments. You got to hustle for that peak moment. You got to work to get to where you want to be, you know? And yeah, social media is that.
It's interesting, right? Yeah. It's interesting. My friend from Brooklyn was telling me how sometimes, like, he'll watch social media and literally feel bad because like he doesn't have the thing that somebody else wants, and you know, or the thing that somebody else has, and he's definitely worked through that and, you know, maturing. But it's interesting how the youth are out here viewing social media and like almost lusting for these things. Yeah. And it's interesting how success is defined by things or by the way it looks in a photograph. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like success for me, where I'm at in this day and age, is if I'm making an impact, if I'm bettering somebody, if I'm like building my legacy through it, like that's success. Like if I'm feeling fulfilled, like if I'm not feeling fulfilled in what I'm doing, like I feel like I'm missing the mark.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why when I'm doing interviews like this, I feel fulfilled because I'm learning about you. The audience is learning about you. I'm hoping that they can pick up gems that they can apply in their walk, you know, because success leaves clues, which let me dive into this second line because there's some clues here too that make me really jive with you. You said this thing in the same song, I Try. You say, we talk about selling weight and getting that dough. I'm a victim of this too because I talk about hoes. I just want to let y'all know my life ain't perfect, but I try. And then you said this second line, take my words, my brothers and sisters, use them to your advantage and come out winners. And I'm like, that's just fire because it's expressing like, hey, I'm conscious of what I'm telling you, and I'm hope that what I'm telling you is going to help you cross your finish line. Word. So you definitely embody that. And I think that I really love about it is you capture the polarity of wanting to be a good influence, but still saying like, hey, I'm working through my personal process. Yeah. You know, I feel like a lot of people, even myself in the past, when I was more deep into the faith and practicing in church or whatnot, there can be like a sense of like being holier than thou. But in your music, you're basically saying, I'm working on my own process, but I'm trying. Yeah. You know, I want to progress. And I really love that progressive mentality. Like, let's keep moving the ball forward. Let's keep reaching higher. You know, let's love deeper and live stronger. So I really love that line. What was your motivation?
Just going through life every day, waking up and different challenges, because everything's a challenge, you know.
But you're like admitting a fault here in a sense. Did you battle with that line? Like, man, I don't want to say this. Like, is it ever a fight for you to be truthful on the track?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, but I feel like it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed because there's a lot of different perspectives on me. As soon as I walk in, like, men versus women, there's a lot, and it's just being vulnerable in my music. It's just being honest and letting people know that, like, I'm not perfect. Like, I could look how I look and talk how I talk, but I still go through challenges. I still go through battles and choices, because that's what life is choices. Yeah. You got to be able to learn to pick the right choice besides the wrong, because if you do go with the wrong, it opens up another path, and then it kind of just keeps rolling. It keeps rolling. And because I talk about hoes, I just wanted to let y'all know I try. Like, I had a couple past experiences that led me into that that lyric, and but it's like I said, it's just being vulnerable in my music, because that's really where I like to express myself the most. Yeah. And like I said, my music is a feeling. So if anybody's going through that situation, they'll be able to be like, wow, like, that's real. Yeah. Like, somebody that's deep into being a player, or deep into, like, trying to even find a girl or something and talking bad about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways you could take my music. But if you understand my music, you understand that it's a process. Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm not perfect. So you're gonna see my process from when I first started till when I do make it, and when we both make it, and we're back in the same situation.
Come on.
You'll see, like, I'm just growing. I'm just a growing human being. You're a growing human being, and we're just living the present moment. And
absolutely.
This is where it's like, this is the magic. This is the gold right here. Just being able to speak it, you know?
I love it.
So, yeah, man.
And that's refreshing about yourself, too, and your work, is the vulnerability is refreshing, because, like, just backtracking it, a lot of what we hear in today's music is just about how good people have it, or how perfect it seems or looks like when it's on a car. Yeah. But it was refreshing to hear you say, like, man, I'm working through my progress. Yeah. You know, but I still have some wisdom to offer you out there. So like, that was very refreshing. Word. Let me ask you this. What's your advice to artists on how to put, like, good vibes and energy into their music and incorporating that honesty? Because even myself as an artist, like, there's some lines that, like, challenge me. Like, it's honest for me to say, but I don't want to say it because it's either embarrassing or I'm still working through it. But like you said, it's liberating. So what's your advice to artists who kind of want to shift lanes and be more intentional on putting good vibes, good energy, and honesty in their music, in their art, as opposed to just trying to make the next banger?
Yeah. Changing your perspective. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, write down what you got, and even if you have to drop the beat for a second and just read it out loud to yourself, like, really visualize you speaking it to somebody, if it's that type of song. You know, being able to just change your words without feeling like, man, I should have said that, this and that. You know, like, it's all about the feeling for me. It's all about, if that feels right for me, I'm gonna do it. You know, I go with my instinct. I'm not the type to, like, I don't want to ask too many people about their opinions, this and that, because that clouds my judgment.
Okay,
you know?
so you never really get feedback on tracks, like when you get done writing?
I do.
Okay.
I do, and I take it in. I'm never the person to just block the opinion, but I do feel like to make a better impact with music and to have a better message is just to be able to catch who you are first. Honestly, that's where it starts from anything. Being able to identify who you are and find your peace, and that's how everything just flows. So, like, honestly, I really can't go any more than that. You gotta just be able to just be to yourself. No social media, not even music, nothing. Just, like, meditate. You know, a great meditation place for me is the beach. I love going to the beach.
What's your favorite beach to go to?
Right now, St. Augustine.
St. Augustine is lovely.
Yeah, it's definitely quiet. It's definitely distant. And I set up my little umbrella. I have my lady with me. We chilling,
vibing.
Yeah, and like,
have you been to Siesta Key?
Nah, that's definitely the next spot.
You gotta go to Siesta Key, man. We'll have to take a trip to Siesta Key. It's I believe they won #1 beach for 5 years consecutively. I think it was either in the world or in America. Oh, wow. But that's literally 2 hours from here.
Yeah, I gotta make that.
But speaking of St. Augustine, in the fall, actually, I apologize, during Christmas time, this is for you, for the audience too, during Christmas time, they do trolley tours through the historic district, and they tour through St. Augustine where all the lights are in the neighborhood. They hang up over 1.5 million Christmas lights.
Oh, man.
They say you could see it from the Hubble telescope.
That's crazy. That's an ill bill.
Yeah, so like I like St. Augustine for the beach, but if you ever want to take a cool little winter trip during Christmas time, they let it up.
Yeah, I'm definitely with it. Like I said, I'm about the meditation, the beach, and like good energy. So yes, hell yeah, I'll definitely be about that.
Well, talking about good energy real quick, you did that music video, I Try, with OptiView 360 Studios. And like I said, the visual was fucking crazy. Like, especially when you were there with the stage. What was it like working with that group on such an impactful music video?
Crazy. Shout out to OptiView 360.
Come on,
they're definitely impactful. They definitely got me on a different level of creative vision.
Did you find them? Did they reach out for that project, or how'd that work? How'd y'all click?
Actually, we actually connected at World Scout Expo.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the first one in Orlando, and we started talking after my performance. They loved what I did. They were like, "Yo, we gotta do something." And then later on, we connected, and the man behind the camera is just outstanding with the lights, the visuals. Like, really, really, if you guys want real good detailed work, OptiView 360 is definitely the spot. And
we may actually have to play that music video at the end of the podcast, like, to stream it for the audience, just so they can see it, because that was crazy. And the storyboarding behind it, like, it was cohesive with the song.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. As I was doing the work, that actual music video, I was getting a little glimpses of what it would look like, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, crazy.
Did you direct it, or how did it work? Like, did you give him the song and say, hey, do your thing, or did you kind of like say, I want these shots?
We both
collaborated.
Yeah, we definitely, because I'm a visionary myself, so they definitely wanted my input on most of the stuff. But the man behind the camera was definitely on with the angles. Like I said, I'm a visionary person. My other video, Mind Plays Tricks, I directed, did everything for that, edited everything. But yeah, OptiView 360 was definitely a spot to be at if you want something real ill. Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to wrap that project up?
The video in one day.
One day?
Yeah, we had that because I felt like we already knew the mission. Like as soon as I got there, they already knew my song from that performance. So he was like, "Yo, we got to get this like popping right now."
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I wasn't even ready. I didn't even think we were gonna do the video that same day. I came in like whatever would happen that, and I was just like, all right, and I was cool with it.
You didn't know it was gonna go down that day?
I really didn't. I really did. I thought I was gonna get a view of what's happening, what they're doing.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, cool, that sounds dope.
Because in the music video, it looks very thought out. Like, I'm like, okay, he's going for this look. And
bro.
It's so funny to hear after the fact. You're like, yo, I did it.
I just went with it for real. Like, it was literally, we started talking, we're like, all right, let's shoot. I'm like, okay, why not? Like, if things happen like that, I feel like it's meant to happen like that.
You just
know?
go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't overthink things. If you start overthinking whatever you're doing, it kind of just clouds your vision.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, he was showing me a lot of what he does, the light work, amazing. Like, some like universal stuff, like real detailed stuff. And I seen the backgrounds that I chose, and I was just like, man, this is it. Like, we got to do something with it. And it was meant to be. That video is definitely like I said, it's a work in progress. Like my views, my crowd, my fans, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
I know it's a process, and I appreciate every moment, because this is where the gold is, you know? Yeah. I don't want to just reach the top and be there and be done. You know what I mean? I love being able to work with other people and actually be present, because that's the present. You know what I mean? That's the present of this world, being present.
Yeah. And
I'm a little tight with my ways. Like, I stay to myself, but when it's time to come out and be about what I'm about, I'm doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But it definitely takes time, you know? It takes time to figure out yourself and let it out. And that's what I'm going for, just being able to be human.
Yeah.
Be human in this world of peak moments of chains, diamonds, and all this extra stuff. Like, just show you're human. You can't lose with that, you know what I mean? Everybody goes through things, and that's real. You know what I mean?
Do you see yourself, like, growing in Orlando, or do you want to take the music somewhere else and set up home base, or how does that work for you?
I can't see myself growing in Orlando, but with my sound, I want to grow everywhere.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just be international. I want people to feel me from all over the world. I'm my home right now is in Orlando.
Yeah.
But my heart is in Boston, and my soul, I feel like, is in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii got my spot. I've been over there a couple times, and
oh wow,
soul searching over there is real.
I've been told I gotta go. They're like, yo, listen, you need to head out over there.
That's spiritual. For
that's
real.
on my vision board right there.
Yeah, man. As soon as you exit out of that, like the airport, it just feels like a whole nother beast. Like, it's crazy. The energy over there is really, really spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. But I'm an international artist. I don't want to be labeled just Orlando based.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a messenger. I am a messenger. And I want people to just receive the message that my Lord has given me to give to others, you know? So, yeah.
So how would you sum up your message? I know the message is always going to grow, and it changes and has context. But overall, to the audience, even for those who haven't heard your music yet, what would you say is your message?
I'm human. And just watch me grow. Watch me, like, progress and become better with my words, become better with my demeanor, everything. Just be able to be yourself. That's my overall message.
Mm-hmm.
If you're yourself and you're proud with your product and you're able to move with that product, continue moving, because in the end you will win by being yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people will have a mask the whole way until the very end, and then shit starts going all over and they can't find themselves. But when you remain yourself from the jump and you remain still with the peace that's in you through the whole way, like, there's no doubt things will work, you know? And I'm always gonna have that with me, even if like things change and for like in a couple years or so, my soul will always stay like humble and real, because I had people talking to me about being honest and caring and being loyal.
Wow.
And like giving people respect, because that's what you would want.
Yeah.
So why not do the same? That's all just being human, being a real human. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
I love it, man.
Yes, sir.
What can the people expect from you as we close out 2020? Any new projects or performances to look out, or dropping any music videos before we see the Christmas lights turn on?
I will say I'm working on an album right
Okay.
now. Yeah. I'm definitely connected a lot more than I was when I first started, for sure. And you will be seeing a lot of famous people, to be honest.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's definitely moving in his direction. I can't say it's my direction, it's his direction. And
but we're gonna see something drop before January.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna see something.
Hopefully you can come back on, make an announcement, you know, premiere the single at the end. That would be awesome, man.
Yes, sir. And if you guys haven't checked out Ev's Carepackage, please do so. I'm on all platforms, Evthegoodfella. That's how you spell it. But my name is Evthegoodfella. So definitely check it out. Spotify, iTunes, Tidal.
When did you drop it?
I dropped it a month and 2 weeks ago.
A month into it, man. So this is very fresh. I was vibing to it today.
Word.
Y'all got to check out the Carepackage, man.
Appreciate you. Yeah, man. It's definitely refreshing.
For sure.
Refreshing, for sure.
I love all the tracks. I was listening to, I believe, his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's actually my pops right there, too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your pops on the track?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Now that's definitely one of my favorite tracks. Because I was wondering who this other guy is. You know, I've never seen him in the city, never heard about him or whatnot.
That was my
man,
dad.
You're rapping with pops on a track.
Yeah, and the song is called Father. Which
support the album, man. Come on.
Man.
We got father, son on the track making history.
Ev's Carepackage. Don't sleep. Please don't sleep. I will change your life, change your perspective. Just hear me out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Where can the people find you, man?
I'm mainly on Instagram, so if you guys want to rock me on there, but I'm on all platforms. Evthegoodfella, that's how you spell it, but my real name is Evthegoodfella. Spotify, like I said, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Deezer, any platform that has music, trust me, I'm on there. I'm about my business, so you will see me. Yeah.
Any shout outs, any final words to your audience or to the guests?
Shout out to OptiView for the OptiView 360 for the video, first off.
Crispy,
and
clean, man.
Yeah, crispy. And shout out to my fam, my friends, my supporters. I don't really call them as fans, more of a supporters, because you guys do uplift me. So thank y'all.
Well, we just want to encourage you, man. Like, I just want to acknowledge what you've built, the message that you're sending out there. I just want to show appreciation, because it's been refreshing to my ears and to see you grow in my city. You know, I'm born and raised out here in Orlando. So I know you want to be international, but just to show appreciation for you speaking your message from my hometown. Like, thank you so much. And for keeping the youth in mind. So yeah, man, we just want to acknowledge you, bless you, straight paths for you. You know, we look forward to see you flourish, and we appreciate what you're doing now. So everybody out there, follow Evthegoodfella. He's definitely there to drop some fresh perspective, some gems, some straight gems. It's something that you can listen all the way through the whole damn project. This shit is fire. It's like some prophetic stuff, and it's really refreshing. So dive into this young man's world. We're sending you peace, love, and power, City Beautiful. Hope that you enjoyed this episode.
Yes, sir.
Follow my man, support his movement, and remember, be blessed, be safe, be you.
God bless.
I speak from the soul, so hear me out. Look, why do I feel so distant from this world? Is it cause I got my third eye open? Is it cause I have dreams and my rhymes potent? Making history like Billy Ocean? Girl, I'm smooth like Shotty with that baby lotion. Thicker now, I still get you in that spot.